Crosshill Christian School is a preschool through high school school with 2 campuses. We start out with 3-year-olds in our preschools and we go all the way up through 12th grade. We started a high school 5 years ago and graduated our first group of seniors last year, class of 2013. And our high school's fully accredited. One of our challenges is being able to offer the wide variety of activities that a larger school can offer. And while that's a challenge for us, I'm really excited that we're able to offer college credit classes to our high school students, an orchestral band, worship team, a pep band, a fine arts competition that covers 42 different categories, being able to participate in championship OSAA athletics at the high school level.
I think we have some of the best staff of any Christian school in the state that are very committed, innovative. We've brought in a lot of technology that we're using now that helps us reach the kids. We test out a lot higher than the public schools, and I really think it's because we have the relationship with the students, we have the smaller class size, and we have the time to come alongside them if they need a little extra help.
The kids here really get a wide array of electives. They get to do yearbook, they get to do human video, they get to do spoken word, industrial arts, games of strategy, sign language, cooking, engineering. And what's really great about this school is since the way that the scheduling works, they're all at the end of the day. So the kids aren't constantly choosing between band or if they wanted to take physics or Spanish and sign language. They get to just completely do whatever they want.
Discipleship really is the priority of our school. It is the uncompromising pillar of why God has Crosshill Christian Schools in the greater Salem-Keizer area. We work very hard to have excellence in academics, excellence in our activities, but this piece of discipleship is what God's called us to. There are a lot of different models of Christian schools out there. We need as many different Christian school models as possible. The model that we fulfill in our community is a training school, taking students who know who Jesus is and putting them in an environment where they can flourish and they can grow within this discipleship model.
One of the big ways that I've seen discipleship at our school is through the various grade levels. It's really unique to have a high school at the same place as an elementary school. And so even later today, the freshmen are going to come down and just sit down with my students and talk to them about what they're learning in Bible, and they're just looking to be role models for the younger students.
Just this week we started doing this Bible thing where us, the junior class and the senior class, will be going down to the 5th graders, and we have our little small groups and we play games, and it's just like planting a seed in them. It's nothing like big. We don't go and read through the whole Bible. We just go and have fun with them, create relationships, and I think it gets them closer to God, and I think we get closer to God, learn from them too.
I mean, being here my whole life, I've been able to experience being able to be mentored by the older kids and being able to mentor some of the younger kids now I'm older. And I think that this is really, at this school is where I really made the choice to make my faith my own, and just from the teachers teaching me what that's like and being an example of what it's like to be a Christian. And I think the ability to have adults that you can count on and have as mentors is really big, and also the community and accountability you get with the kids that we have here is really important too.
Again, we went to engage students in actually doing the things that they're learning. The one verse is 1 Corinthians 11:1, imitate me as I imitate Christ. And this is the Apostle Paul speaking and calling people to imitate his life as he imitates Christ. We call our students to find those individuals in their life that they can imitate, and at the same time, where are the contexts in which they can be a person worthy of imitation? That has been electric in terms of their understanding of who they are in God, the whole discover and develop and deploy. It becomes simply to understand, to be involved in what God wants, it's simply a walk across the room, to go be involved in somebody else's life in a way that has an impact on them. And they're discovering that. And which just unleashes all kinds of potential for their future in terms of what they choose as a career, how they're going to engage with our culture, and the world hopefully will be a different place because they've graduated from this place.
Because I am the science teacher, I really get to empower these kids about their faith. We're not afraid to talk about creation here, and especially because I teach high school science. It's their last moment to really define their faith and define what they believe within the science, basically, which is extremely important once they go off to whatever college they go to, because it might not be a private Christian college. They may be going to OSU, which does not necessarily accept creation. And so really just being able to get these kids grounded in what they believe and why they believe it, while also teaching them what the rest of the world believes so that they can defend their faith intelligently.
I look forward to chapel. It's like the one time that you really get to engage like spiritually with everybody. There's just like this really good atmosphere that goes on during the worship, and I was on worship team 2 years ago, and just looking down and watching everyone, like you watch a first grader and a high school senior, and they're both just totally engaged in worship, and it's just like the coolest thing ever. And then you get to sit down and listen to a message that I feel every time that we have an all-school chapel caters to both young and old. And it's not just learning how to walk in your faith, but how to walk with people that are at different levels and sections, you know, in their faith too.
Because we're small, there is a place for everyone. One of our mantras is that every student is fully known. And when a student wants to be involved in something, whether it be in athletics or in clubs or in fine arts, there's always a place for them.
We're a small school, and people think that because we're small and we don't have a lot of numbers that there's not as much that we can do. And while we might not have the biggest campus or the most people or the most variety, it's surprising the variety that we do have. But we also offer a really diverse but close friendship base. People that have come to our school in the last year get immersed in the culture of our school, and it's just like a family. Like, it's one big happy family, and while it's dysfunctional sometimes, we're very cohesive, and it's just an experience that you just don't get anywhere else.
I've really had opportunities to be friends with kids that if I would have gone to a bigger school, I would have been friends with, because the small sizes forces you to be with people who maybe in a bigger setting wouldn't be like similar as far as personality or things they like, or just people to hang out with. So I've got to really know some people that I don't feel like I would have otherwise. And we've had some great times.
I love how they embrace new people that come to our school, new kids. Because we're so small, there can be a pre-concept that we're so tight, it's hard to get in. And when we have a new student or new students, they are embraced by the groups, and just, it's like they've always been here. And I love the acceptance of that with everyone. It's nice to know that we have such accepting kids here, and that when people are coming here, they don't have to be afraid that they're going to be this outsider. They pray with each other. There's always lots of hugs given and high fives, and to walk down the hall, they just seem to have fun all the time. We've got our rules, and sometimes they're not fun to follow all the time, but the kids, they seem to understand and know that this is a good place to be, and I know my kids wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
What we want to be is a place where discipleship happens, so that families in the Salem-Keizer area who place God at the center of their family and who understand the importance of this discipleship process and fulfilling the Great Commission have a place that complements that desire in the home. So Crosshill Christian School's mission is meant to be an extension of what is already happening in the home when it comes to discipleship.